The biggest improvement on using balanced power, even when mixing in stereo, is the imaging. There's more clarity and textural definition coming out of the speakers. And I'm not getting noise through the speakers, I'm getting sound through the speakers, the sound that I want to hear, not the sound that I don't want to hear. Hello, I'm Alex Solano. I'm an immersive mix engineer. I have a beautiful KSD 714 immersive studio, and my work in immersive audio started in 2021, which I provide immersive mixing services for labels, distributors, publishers, and indie artists. When I discovered that Apple Music was supporting Dolby Atmos as a music format, I got in early in the game and basically built my immersive room back in 2021. Since then, I've been focusing most of my work in immersive mixing. However, I do still do stereo mixes. When I upgraded my immersive room from a passive studio monitor setup to active, I knew that I needed to look into power options. So on one of the tech talks online, I discovered Equi Tech. Joe and Will did an awesome presentation of the technology. It was very convincing on how this is the missing piece for any multi-channel powered studio. Prior to hearing about Equi Tech, I wasn't aware about balanced power, although I've heard stories about mastering engineers having dedicated power source to their studios and having clean ground, which is something that I had installed here previously, but not all the gear was plugged into that. I only had that allocated to the most important pieces of gear. The power challenge that I was facing in my room was that I was upgrading from passive speakers to active speakers. So I didn't want power to be getting in the way of my upgrade. I knew that something that was going to provide me balanced power was going to be important in the equation of upgrading to an active speaker setup. I plugged everything into the Equi Tech. I plugged in the KSD speakers, my 714 setup, my 2 subwoofers, my 2 racks for outboard gear, and my TV, my computer monitor, and even that, I noticed that there was just an improvement on the colors of the TV. The first thing that I noticed when I plugged all my gear through the Equi Tech, I turned everything on, and it felt like I had another layer of acoustic treatment in the room. Basically, I wasn't hearing the noise floor from the gear being on the whole time. The biggest improvement on using balanced power, even when mixing in stereo, is the imaging. There's just an improvement on the imaging from the studio monitors that you get when you're using balanced power. Much more so evident when doing immersive mixing. There's more clarity and textural definition coming out of the speakers. When you're building an immersive room and you have active speakers, there could be a danger of having noise floor in the room because all the speakers are powered because you're getting sound from different directions. So something like the Equi Tech ensures me that I'm minimizing all that noise floor and I'm not getting noise through the speakers, I'm getting sound through the speakers, the sound that I want to hear, not the sound that I don't want to hear. Having that added piece to the puzzle just makes the whole system work better. So converters, balanced power, studio monitors, calibration, it all comes into play into this one system that just seamlessly works and gives me the confidence that I'm doing mixes that translate to other systems. Balanced power is definitely a piece of the puzzle that you need when building out your room into immersive.